In Kona, we've seen some great rivalries, none better than this one. Mark and Dave, who could argue that? They got 12 Ironman wins. Actually, between the three of us, we got 13. Okay, where was I? Okay, Mark and Dave, yeah, that's right. But it took Mark all those years. It took him right up until 1989 to win one over Dave. But those guys went back and forward. Could you imagine how much they were in each other's heads all those years? So Mark and Dave had to be my #1 men's rivalry. Moving forward, we have Timbum and Reed. Between those guys, they had 5 Ironman wins between them as well. They used to be training partners, but good rivalries. I mean, they might have liked each other when they trained with each other, but could you imagine going up one of your best friends on the Kona lava fields underneath all the conditions in the world, the toughest conditions? That was a great rivalry. The Australians, Chris McCormack and Craig Alexander. That was a rivalry. They used to be good training friends and partners like that, but things went a little bit south with those two. Craig Alexander, he won 3, Chris McCormack winning 2. That was a good rivalry that I would love to talk about off the camera as well. And then you have Chris McCormack and Norman Stadler. Well, they share 4 titles as well, Chris 2 and Norman Stadler, he had 2 as well. But those two, yes, there were a war of words. There was always talking and chit chat on the bike. Well, maybe for a little bit, because Norman used to go, phew, see you later guys. And then lately, you have to look at Jan Frodeno and Patrick Langer, who share 5 titles between them. In 2018, Patrick Langer goes out there, lays down the time of the century. I mean, it was the very first time that it was broken. Yes, what am I talking about? The 8-hour barrier in Kona. Patrick Langer goes and does it, beats everyone out there, but it wasn't over. In 2019, Jan Frodeno comes back to the race after being injured, after taking a year out, and who thinks that all the hype is all about him? No, all the pressure was actually on Patrick Langer to come down and protect that world record and protect his win as defending champion. Jan Frodeno comes in, 7:51 in Kona, absolutely incredible. Jan has the last laugh. Women's rivalries in Kona, well, they go back a very long time. Well, I remember looking back to a competitor magazine cover and seeing the big hairdo of Paula Newby-Fraser and the big ego of Erin Baker. And those two were 2 huge, gladiators of the time, and they had a great rivalry. Then we go forward a little bit to Paula Newby-Fraser and Natasha Bardman. Look, between those 2 ladies, 14 Ironman world titles. Yeah, I said 14. Unbelievable. 8 for the Queen, Paula Newby-Fraser, 6 for the Swiss Miss. Natasha Bardman was one of those athletes that put the hammer down on the bike and on the run. Paula Newby-Fraser having the good swim, the good bike, and the good run. That was a great rivalry. Let's go forward a little bit. Mirinda Carraway and Chrissy Wellington. Now those two have got 7 titles between them. They had some epic battles out on the lava fields, but it was always in the run. Chrissy Wellington rode the bike like a champ. She was so good, had great leads coming off the bike, but the pressure was always applied by Mirinda Carraway. That rivalry really turned out to be great and awesome to watch. Chrissy Wellington, however, she retired, not losing an Ironman distance race. And lastly, this rivalry, well, there's a Danny, there's a Lucy, and a twist of Annie. Annie Haug, she was 2 years ago, and the last 3 years, 2nd place. Yep, 2017, 18, and 19. Lucy Charles hasn't been able to get to the top rung on the podium because Daniela Reef has been way too good for these other women. And again, she sets it up with a good swim, a terrific bike, and everyone thinks that somebody's going to run so much faster than her. Well, good luck with that. That is where we're at right now, and that's a great rivalry going forward. Our women's rivalries, absolutely fantastic.